Well, hello everybody. Hopefully, you guys get to log in today into this live. I am tired. Don't judge. Let's get it on. So this morning, I have been watching some CNN. We're gonna see if anybody gets logged on here. Hey, Ozzy, what's going on, baby? Trying to find my channel here. Let's see what's going on. Ozzy, I didn't see you yesterday. What's going on, brother? Man, I'm so tired, bro. I don't know why I'm making these videos when I'm really tired. Um, so I'm trying to get my phone in here so that I can follow this. Let's see, maybe this way. Hey, Omar, what's going on, bud? Oh, okay. I don't remember seeing the name in there pop up. Did you? Oh no, was that yes? That was yesterday. Was it yesterday? Yeah, yesterday. Man, I'm so tired. Today I spent some time watching some some CNN live, and they were talking about the Epstein files. As you know, everybody wants to know about the Epstein files, and I find it interesting. I like the fact that I see people question the news that's coming out. Not that these people are necessarily Republicans or conservatives. No, just the one in the morning, Ozzy. I appreciate you, man. Thanks for your support. Emilio, it's Trump files, baby. Let's go. Omar, Trump and Putin to meet at Alaska summit. Yeah, man. Here's the thing about the about Putin. Putin is a big ego guy. Now, he has been trained to do things that the average person or soldier wouldn't do. And so up here, he's not all there. But he's not stupid, and I think that he knows when something is not convenient for him. So I think that he's going to make a deal. Number one, I know, you guys know how people be putting Trump. Lorena del Rio, lo mejor Trump. Latinos for Trump. That's right, baby. Um, they are never going to release anything truthful. I'll get back to the Epstein files, guys. That is the main topic today. I was watching CNN about that, but I'm going to answer Omar's little question here. I believe that as much shit as people are talking about Donald Trump needs to look like the mean guy. He needs to be the bully because other men that are alpha males don't respond to beta males. Period. Fact of life. As a matter of fact, I will ask you, I will pose the question to you. If you are being bullied and that bully makes you an offer to become friends, would you choose to be friends with that bully, or would you like to be bullied with the rest of the weaklings for the rest of your life? Man, my eyes are going to be bothering me today. I'm hella tired, guys. I got like maybe 3 hours of sleep. So, with that being said, you know, Putin is an alpha male. And he's not a bully, but I mean, we can see it that way. But he thinks that he has to be that way. Let's just say that. OG, give me a sec, guys. Great hat. Thank you, Jason. That's right, Shane. Appreciate it, brother. Yes, Jesse. Alpha male. He is, man. He is. Everybody bows down to him in Russia. You know, the loyalty that they show to him, that tells you that. No, Shane, no, it's all good, baby. Don't worry about it. In this channel, you guys can talk shit. I enjoy it. If you have been in my lives before, don't worry about insults. You know, you guys sometimes defend me with other people being negative, but I don't mind, man. This is the channel where you can uh, really use your freedom of speech. You can opinion anything you want to opinion, and we are here to just make sure that we get our opinions back and forth. Let's get your points of views across. Obviously, I can't respond to every single person that chats on here, but with that being said, I want to say thank you guys for your support. I will continue, Omar. Give me a second. I want to say that, man, really, you guys have surprised me so much. You know, I started with 40 subscribers about a month and a half ago, and I had a goal yesterday and the day before that I wanted to reach out 500 subscribers. I know, you know, we need a lot more voices out there, right, to be heard. But man, I was at 400 something, 420 something, I think it was. And you guys almost gave me 600. Like I went past 500 subscribers. It may not be a big deal to anybody that has millions of subscribers, but to be able to have a dialogue, to be able to see other people's opinions, it's a good thing. We need to talk about what's going on in this country. Many people hate talking about politics. Many people hate talking about religion. And the fact is, many people are too softies. You know, they're wussies. They can't handle the truth. They can't handle facts. They can't handle that somebody might not like them. They can handle that stuff. And in our society, those kind of things are supposed to make you stronger. You guys know the lyrics. You guys know the saying. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. This is what we're talking about. If you get a beaten, you know, you either get stronger or you stay weak for the rest of your life. I got beat up a couple of times. When I was in second grade, I got beat up by sixth graders. A year later, I beat them up. But, you know, it's crazy, right? I know I'm a little bit bigger than the average size or whatever, you know. As a matter of fact, I'm doing this live before I go hit the gym. I don't hit the gym so I can become buff, even though you guys, you know, it's not to become buff, but it's to become healthy. I need to lose some weight. I have way too much weight. So with that being said, thank you so much for your support. If you stop by, drop a like. Thank you guys for already commenting. I'll probably see some of you from CNN on here talking shit. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Putin, Trump meeting in Alaska. I think they are going to make a deal. I think Putin is starting to realize that Trump is not bullshitting. Trump will drop a bomb on them. And those sanctions that he's putting on them. You guys may hate Trump because he's putting sanctions or raising tariffs on India because India keeps buying oil from Russia. I'm going to tell you a little story. I think they're going to make a deal, Omar. That's my final talk. I'm going to tell you a small story. In Honduras, in Central America, now the United States has always been big brother. In Honduras, back in 1969, we had a war called the Soccer War, the Soccer War against Salvadorians. The reason why this war started was because over 300,000 Salvadorians were invading Honduras, and they were just making houses, taking land without permission, blah, blah, blah. They're not Honduras. So we deported them. When Honduran players went to El Salvador, they started throwing bottles of Coke and drinks at Honduran players, soccer players. So our president, yes, Man, the United States has always been big brother, man. Hey, thanks for the compliment. If you think I look Mexican, thank you for the compliment, AJ. But I'm Honduran. And so what happened? The president of Honduras retaliated by saying, hey, you can't be acting like this. What's wrong with you? And try to hold the Salvadorian government accounted for, accountable for it. And so the Salvadorian president just say, hey, listen, these guys, they're going to attack us. So what happens? Big brother, USA, comes down and say, hey, boys, there'll be no war. There'll be no fighting. Honduras says, okay, but they're being very violent. All right, we won't attack. And Salvador says, okay, fine, we won't attack. And what happened? That as soon as the United States turned their back on us, the Salvadorian Air Force, especially the military on the ground, just so you know, Salvadorians, they're overpopulated. They're like 10-1 against the Hondurans. So they crossed the border against Honduras. Our military soldiers on the ground were not enough. And these Salvadorians, not to hate Salvadorians, I love Salvadorians, but they killed thousands of innocent lives trying to take over Honduras. And so because we didn't have the military power on the ground, we used our Air Force, which was like maybe 6 or 7 planes. Our Captain Soto was the main pilot in charge of the mission. Now, we didn't go destroy Salvadorian buildings and attacking innocent people. There was a dogfight in the air, and Captain Soto took out about 5 planes from the Salvadorian Air Force. It was very heroic. We think Captain Soto is as a hero in Honduras. And what happened was Salvadorians started to, kind of back down a little bit on the ground because the Air Force from Honduras was being more supported. So Captain Soto asked if he can go across the border to El Salvador, which he did, and he attacked the refineries. I tell you the story for a reason. Pay attention. We attacked the refineries, which is their oil, their gas sources, so they can no longer refuel the planes. We attacked, we destroyed it, no innocent lives were taken from Salvadorians, and we went back to our country and just protected our border. That was it. So why do I tell you this? I think we won, but in the end, nobody wins in wars because nobody can give those innocent lives back to anybody. Hey, listen, you can say whatever you want. I got my history, you got your history. I got my facts, you got your facts. All right? Whether you like it or not. Every time I talk to Salvadorians about this, they say they won. And I said, I don't think so, homie. Homie, don't play that. So anyways, so what Trump is doing is trying to make sure, obviously we're not bombing Russian refineries, right? But what Trump is doing is he's trying to make sure that other big countries like India, because even though their value in their coin is not that much, they're still a big country. They still need a lot of supply of oil. So they buy from Russia, and that gives Russia more money. And that means that if they have more money and they got the refineries intact, they will continue to attack Ukraine. Now, I'm going to say, I have my theory here. This is not a fact, but I heard some rumors that Zelensky from Ukraine has a drug problem. I don't know. It's just a rumor, but here's my opinion. This is my theory. Zelensky is fighting this war, and actually, if you guys remember, what did Zelensky do when Russia tried talking with them? Russia says, hey, if you don't do this, we are going to attack. And what did Zelensky do? Bring it on. We are going to fight you and we're going to beat you. Bring it on. And what's the first thing that he said? Daddy, USA, Daddy, we need some money. We need some missiles. Protect us, protect us. We give them $156 billion that we've been sending to them little by little, according to the need of the war. And then I think that Zelensky is pushing on this war. He says he wants peace, but he really doesn't want peace because he talks a lot of shit about Putin. What he's doing is making a lot of money for himself on this war. Now, he might be getting billions of dollars in help. He is very smart. He's not stupid. He's not wise, but he's not stupid. He's getting billions of dollars for this war, and he's not using airplanes that cost $36 million. He's not using jets that cost $100 million. He's using drones. He's using drones. So that's my theory. It's probably bogus. It is full of shit. 100% probably is. But that's just what I think. All right, let me go ahead and grab some comments here. And then we're going to hit the Epstein files. You sons of bitches. All you want to hear is Epstein files. You don't want to hear nothing about the truth. All right, let's see. Let's grab some of this. Defending pedos. Yes. Okay. If that's what you think. Zelensky is still fighting. Correct. Canada is the greatest free country. Dude, say it ain't so, bro. I know you did not just say that. You did not say Canada is the freest country in the world. The only reason why Canada can talk shit is because the United States of America protects their ass. We love you Canadians. That's just why we do it. I know you don't have to lower us back, but we do need respect. Notice how none of them want to talk about Epstein now. It's a distraction, hoping you'll forget. Ken, I'm not going to forget because I came on this live today specifically to talk about Epstein files. So we'll get to it. Lee, that is my theory, and sure, you can shut me up. Freedom of speech, remember that. Now, you can say whatever you want, just, I will just say this. If somebody needs to shut the hell up and stay out the way, it's your crazy ass, too far leftist, socialist, democratic, communist. All right? Everybody else can say whatever they want. While his wife is living in a mansion in Miami. Whose wife? Oh, that's some good coffee. If you haven't got your coffee, go get some. Coffee is amazing. Coffee is life. I missed it, RH. You sound like a real expert. David, I'm not an expert. I am just a truth seeker like you guys. But I'm trying to use common sense. I'm trying to put the pieces together. You know, what we say, they're opinions, right? Until proven as a fact. They're just opinions. But it's very important that even if you don't like my opinion, you can hear, maybe you hear something different than what you have been hearing. Okay? And then that will give you an idea to think, oh shit, I didn't know about that. Okay. That's the missing puzzle that I needed to put this together. That's the reason why we have this live interaction. I find it that it has been more successful to do lives where I interact with you guys than to just put videos out there, honestly. So, the Lolita Express, we're going to talk about Lolita. Lolita, we're going to talk about you, baby. Let's see. Oasis is using the, what? Dumb. I don't know what that means. Ukraine is one of the largest holders of Bitcoin in the world. That's where the money's going. You know what? I believe you. I don't know how it works, so I don't say shit about it. Let's see. Mouthfuls be like. I love it. You support a guy who is going to pardon Diddy. Hey, if he pardons Diddy, bro, I am going to talk so much shit about Donald Trump. I think he means well, because if you notice, Donald Trump doesn't like unfairness, and I don't think that he knows everything that Diddy's been doing with all that oil. I saw the video of him beating the crap out of his girlfriend, bro. I'm 100% against that shit. That's not manly. P. Diddy should be rotting in jail. And just because he's black doesn't mean that he needs to be pardoned. F that. Fucker should be in jail for the rest of his life. Dumb bastard. Then they can use their money so they can get away with stuff. Come on, man. Let's see. All right, stop. Collaborate then. Listen. Ice, baby. Gerald. Somebody's got to say it. Call eyes on this illegal Honduran American. I don't know how that works, but I'm not illegal, baby. All right, let's see. You look like Felix from Stray. Who said? You know what? Let me take a look. Who the hell is Stray Kids? I will say this. Because of my puffy eyes, I will give you guys a name that you can use and laugh about and that you're going to enjoy. They say I look like Mr. Magoo. All right, hopefully that gives you something to laugh about. Let's see. What did you say? The Kids Astray? Let's see. Bro, the Kids Astray are all Japanese or Korean or Chinese. I can't tell the difference. Let me go back to that comment that you say. Somebody said that you look like Felix from Stray Kids. Oh, I put that backwards. Felix Stray Kids. Let me see. Bro, is that a man, woman? I don't. Bro. Dude, I have a bigger job, man. Just go look up Mr. Magoo and you can call me that, okay? That's probably what I'm going to look like in 30 years. If God allows me to live that long. All right, I can no longer take that comment from you, NFN. Bro, man, you guys' names suck. Alberto Ferro, why did you stop doing stand-up? Hey, you know what? I actually thought about that when I was in Hollywood, but I just didn't think I was funny. Let's see. Hungry, hello. Thank you for saying hi. Speaking of stupid, tell me more. Yes, Mike. Unbelievable how people are brainwashed with empty brains. Well, you still can wash the brain, even if it's empty. You don't want to hear nothing about the truth. Yes. We want the truth, baby. Who shot JR? There's a lot of JRs, man. Who? Which one? Let's see. RH, I would love to hear you take on Israel as well. Okay. RH, make sure that you remind me, okay, in a bit. All right. We're going to go ahead and skip some of these comments because I think I missed so many of them already. Shit. Guys, if I know you guys been supporting me. Thank you so much. I forgive me if I miss some comments, okay? But I also have to fucking talk. I need a moderator for these comments. Oh my God, you guys put a lot of comments in here. Let's see, okay. Hispanics for Trump. Ridiculous. Hey, I'm Hispanic. I'm for Trump, baby. It's not ridiculous. Here we go. Epstein. First question. Go ahead. I'll let you guys take the lead. Man, I had a conversation with so many people on CNN. And by you bastards think that I don't watch CNN? Well, I do. All right. Let's see. Let's see. Hold on. Chill. Precious. I love you, baby. Trump belongs in prison, period. I don't think so, homie. Joseph, you're lucky that you're benefiting from Trump being in office. But God bless you, baby. Release the contents of Hunter's laptop and... oh, man. Ozzy, stop digging so deep, man. We got other things to take care of. We already know he's a recovering alcoholic and drug addict. We know Biden did a bunch of shady shit like his family, but we can't do anything about it. The guy is crazy. He'll get away with it. Let's see. Nick, God bless you. What do you think about Israel? We will get to Israel. Okay, you guys want to talk about Israel first or Epstein? All right, that's it. Epstein files. So a lot of people want to hear that the Epstein files are going to be released. Okay? Now, Epstein is dead. Let's get some things out of the way. We have Maxwell and we have Epstein. They both have stories. There were cameras all over the place and the island. Hallways, bathrooms, you name it. Okay. Whatever Epstein says is hearsay. That's it. If there is proof, we will find out. August 25th, I believe, was the court date that they gave. Lolita Express, that was the name of the plane that they used to, to bring over the guests. See, I'm a little biased with some of the information because you have all these victims that somehow claim to be victims but got paid big dollars to do the victim life. Now, Epstein, I don't think that he committed suicide, guys. Whatever. Bongino, I don't give a shit what he says. Bongino talks so much crap before, and on his little, well, he wasn't little, he was actually very popular, on his podcast. He talks so much crap. Oh, I know this, oh, and you can see the way that he's arguing his points, right? Yeah, I know this and that and this, and then now it's like, no, he killed himself. Yeah, I saw the footage. There's nothing there. That's a big freaking difference. What happened? What did he say? I would have come in and be like, hey, listen, man, I jump on those files. I look at the video. Man, I wanted to find something because I was really convinced something was there. But at the end of the day, the proof was, well, he killed himself. You see what I'm saying? Like, I would have believed that more. Let's see. You're already making excuses for him. I'm not making excuses for nobody. We'll get to the nitty gritty. We'll get to the dirty bag of the whole thing. But you have people. Kash Patel, he's found a lot of shit on Hillary. Ooh, I can't wait for that to come out as well. So there's going to be a lot of information. These guys know how to waste the taxpayers' money. This is what the legal system does. Remember Letitia James? She is using the people's tax money to fight the what do you call that? The fraud, the real estate fraud issue that she has. Because she says it's political. Bitch, it's not political. If you sign a fraudulent document, you signed something that said that you were this and you lied. That has nothing to do with political. Nothing to do with Trump. Nothing to do with anybody except your lying self. And then you have Shifty Shift. I can't wait, Shifty Shift. Your ass is going to rot in jail. All those years that you told us that you had all this information on Trump and you lied to us. All this impeachment. See, people think impeachment is a big deal. Impeachment just takes a matter of a bunch of people's opinion. But they have no proof to impeach them for real. So he was clear of everything. Whether you like it or not, it doesn't matter. Hey, Kyle, you cannot mute the freedom of speech, baby. This is what we do. Daddy Trump is doing a great job for this country. I will go back to Honduras to visit and have some good times at the Bay Islands of Honduras. Roatan is one of the best islands that I recommend for you guys to go on vacation. It's very beautiful. All right. Lolita did a good job carrying a bunch of people to the island. Now, I mentioned this before. If there is a list for the Epstein files, if there is a list of guests or whatever, it's just a list. If they went to the island, like we've seen pictures of Bill Clinton in a red dress. You guys remember the photo? Was that fake? Let me take a look. Let's see, Bill Clinton in red dress. Bill. I saw this photo like decades ago. Oh, sorry. It's not a red dress. It's a blue dress. Let me see. Is this Photoshop? I think this is Photoshop, though. It has to be Photoshop unless I can verify those ugly ass fingernails on this photo. Yeah, I think it was Photoshop, to be honest. But nonetheless, right, you guys want to see the list? Well, there's pictures. How do you know those pictures are real? I'm looking at this shit right here. I remember a red dress, but apparently it was blue. And there's somebody else on the same pose. Let's see. Parson Bill is in a painting that was owned by Jeffrey Epstein. So there you go. Bill Clinton was posing for Jeff Epstein in a chair dressed as a woman. I don't know if that's true, but that's what I see. I think the picture was photoshopped. But you guys are the ones wanting to release files. Let's release files. You think the government is stupid? Do you think they're going to show Carney and all the Prince of Spain and the French guy that married the man apparently? Candace Owens is being sued for lying, she says, but Candace Owens is convinced Macron's wife is actually a man. So there's that. You think his name is not on this list? You think that all those women that pretend to be men are not on this list? Diddy is a pervert. He's crazy. He's deranged, sexually, immoral. He might be in the list as well. A lot of probably football players are in that list. So many people, maybe in Congress, maybe all over the world, leaders from all over the world. Remember that when a leader has diplomacy protection, they can be touched. And I think this is just my theory. I think the reason why Democrats and even Republicans have not wanted to release these files with all the names, because they say Honduran, because they say that the innocent must be protected. Okay? Well, if Trump's name is on that file, let's get some receipts. Let's get some videos. What did Trump do? Where did he go? Did he actually went there? Did he actually not go? He had meetings with Epstein. Of course, they were friends. I would be surprised if Trump never went to his office. Now, after they broke up in 2004, I believe when they say they never went to his office, right? But I am sure at some point when you're friends with somebody, you can say, okay, listen, yeah, I was there, but after this time, we broke up. Why did Trump kick Epstein off the Mar-a-Lago place? One, he didn't like his shady deals that he was making. They had competition with some real estate property. Epstein believed that Donald Trump didn't have the money to get the deal, and so he went after Trump. And then he started taking some of his staff to go work for him. Not only was he taking some of the staff to go work for him, but he was hitting on the staff's minor children. I would say teenagers, right? See, Epstein was into certain things with minors. I'm not going to say he's a pedophile. To me, well, he is, but I'm not going to say all that, right? 16 years old, 15 years old. You can stand whatever you want to stand on that point. But I think that what's important to know is, here in America, you guys believe that if you're 13 years old, you can go have sex with a 14-year-old. See, this is why it's so wrong, and this is why people don't know the difference. If a 15-year-old is already having sex, there's no virginity, there's no innocence to protect. What's the difference if somebody's 25? There's no innocence anymore. It's gone. If you allow your children, your young teenagers, to go out there and have sex, you have nothing to say on how old the person is that they're having sex with. That's just what I see, and that's what I believe. I turn the light on over here. Now, my daughter's 12 years old. I don't want her to even think about having a boyfriend. You can say, it's just my opinion, this is what I see. I believe it's wrong. But what I'm saying is that a lot of you people out there that are throwing stones and casting stones at this, you have your teenagers having sex before they're 18. So what does it matter how old the man or the woman is if there's no more innocence on these teenagers? 50-year-old and 13 years old. If that 13-year-old is having sex with other teenagers, what's the difference besides the wrinkles? I should go to sleep, but I already had enough sleep. I can't go to sleep now. My daughter, I would hope that she's a virgin until she gets married. What I'm saying to you, and you're not listening, what I'm saying to you is this. I disagree with any person that is over 18 sleeping with anybody under 18. 100%. The problem is that you're letting those minors already have sex. Their innocence is gone. Do you understand that? It's very important that you understand that. It's not justifying. It is just the truth. It doesn't matter. A 14-year-old boy can get your 13-year-old daughter pregnant. And anybody from the age of 14 and up can get your daughter pregnant. If you want to say shit about pedophiles, protect your children. If your children are doing shit they're not supposed to, that's your fault. You should be accountable for, and shut up. This is what I will say. Shut your mouth and get out the way. Because you have way too many errors allowing your teenagers to go out there and be sexually active. Let me see. Bro, did you just say no matter how old a kid is, if you're not a virgin, it's okay? Basically. What's the difference? Tell me that. What's the difference? So we get to be 18 years old, and now it's okay? Why is it okay? They already, listen, Ricky, they already lost their innocence. That means up here, they'll never be right. They will never understand why you should have waited until you got married. I tell you because I made these mistakes. I wish I didn't. Now, my excuse is I was very neglected. My mom loved me, but then she left me to try to provide for us. I understand that. But my family neglected me. They hated me. Well, not them, but just one person that used to beat the crap out of me. And so I found I got to make my own family. I know it's the stupidest idea. I know. But I was a young, stupid teenager. And yes, I was having sex as a minor before I was 18. Before I was even 15. I started very young and it was horrible. Well, I mean, obviously I liked it. You know, the physical part of it feels nice. But up here, you mess yourself up. Okay? So what I'm saying is, I know from experience that it was bad for me to do those things when I was a teenager. I will not allow my teenagers to do the same. For me, my son is 15 years old. He's still a virgin. My daughter's 12 years old. Obviously, she's still a virgin. You see, nowadays, girls in school and boys in school, they make fun of people, of other kids that are virgins, even on TV. And I'm sure many of you laugh. And many of you have probably just said, oh, you know, teenagers, right? I see a lot of European movies and even American movies where even it's about wolves or vampires, whatever it is, any type of movie with teenagers. What do you see? They're out there having sex. They're out there drinking alcohol. The parents are okay with it. Well, somebody says society is to blame. 100%. But the responsibility comes for each parent. You are responsible for teaching and educating your own kids. This is why we fight against the government when they think that they can teach our kids what to do. You guys remember back in the 80s and the 90s when they used to say abstinence was the number one thing that you should look for? And then they brought condoms. And then they say as long as you're having safe sex, it's okay. And now all teenagers, middle schoolers are having sex. Sexual immorality has perverted our generation. I'm sure that's been happening for hundreds of years. But we have raised the bar on the age. And for some reason, people keep breaking the bar. So, don't get mad at me. I don't support pedophiles. No, I don't. I want them to rot in jail and probably go to hell. It's not my calling to tell them they're going to hell, because whether you like it or not, they can still be forgiven. They can still go to heaven, and they can still have an eternal life. If they accept Jesus Christ as the Lord and Savior, they will be saved. But here on earth, If they're caught of a crime, they gotta be in jail. Maybe they'll die in jail. Their soul might be free, but they need to pay for their crimes. Let's see. Where are your kids at 80s commercial? So I'm not sure why you're thinking about kids. Having sex sounds whatever. But you're also saying that if a kid has sex with someone that's over 18, it's okay. No, what I'm saying is because you have allowed it, it has been made okay. Because you have allowed it, you cannot say that it's okay. That is not okay. If you are one of the few that believes that is not okay, that you don't allow your kids to do the same thing, then I'm with you. I hear you. But if you're one of the parents that allows your teenage kids to be having sex, you got nothing to say about pedophiles. You're one of them yourself. With that being said, the age of consent is 16, and Republican states, well, there you go. So what did Aaliyah say? Do you remember Aaliyah? Aaliyah Keys? That beautiful black girl that died so young? What did she say at 15? She was singing a song to the, here we go, you're pedophile. He was singing a song and she says, age ain't nothing but a number. That's a 15-year-old black woman saying that. And so get off my back. With that being said, guys, you can say whatever you want in here, man. That's fine. Aaliyah? Yeah, Aaliyah Keys. That's right. You guys remember that song? She has some good songs, man. Your love is 1 in a million. It goes. Okay, that sounded kind of gay, but the song is good though. She was a beautiful singer. Go to the dentist. Ah, man, it's too late, bro. I thought about straightening my teeth and all that shit. It's too late. Forget about it. It's a waste of money by now. What are they going to do when I die? What, they're going to steal my teeth? Nah, who cares, man? My wife loves me with all my defects, as ugly as I am and as crazy as I am. My wife loves me, and that's all that matters to me. My wife and I are raising our kids to not do the stupid things that we did. Hopefully, it turns out in the future, and it turns out to be a great thing. Let's see. Do you remember where your last name came from? John, what are you talking about? I do remember where my last names come from, but I'm not sure what you're trying to get at. Mucha mariposa en Estados Unidos y LGBTQ es público y enseñarnos. Yeah, this is why I don't agree. This is why I don't support the LGBTQ. They are so corrupted and so sexually immoral that it's not just about gays and lesbians. They think that because gays and lesbians are going against heterosexuality, because they're going against nature of a man and a woman, they think that because they cannot defend that point of view against people that have common sense, now they have to accept everything else. Like bisexuals. And I said this back in the 90s. They're going to be transsexuals. And they're going to have all these other different kinds of people in there. And you will never be able to stop them from corrupting our society. I said this in the 90s when they were talking about letting homosexuals, gays or lesbians, raise kids. They said there's nothing wrong with gays raising kids because they're not going to teach them to be gay. Bullshit. Cultural. A culture means a lot of people that learn to do something and adapt to it as in this is okay to do. That's cultural. If two gay men raise a child, a boy, that boy is more likely to be gay. Even though he wasn't, mentally, he's going to think that's okay. Just like I see women out there that says, oh, well, my son is, he's a trans woman, a trans girl. Oh, really? How old is he? Oh, he's 5. What the hell? How does he know? Well, his sister is 8 years old, and she wears this, princess outfits and this and that. And of course, my 5-year-old looks up to her, and so he wears the princess outfits. Bitch, your job is to say, son, this is a girl. This is what she does. But you're a boy. and you're going to look handsome, and you're going to wear this, and you're going to do this. In society, whether you like it or not, it is our responsibility, our duty to let kids, we have to guide them, not follow them. I am not here to be my kid's best friend. I am here to be my kid's father. As a father, I cannot let them stumble into believing they are something that they are not. If you believe that, you're a moron. Don't be retarded. Okay. Man, you guys got me ranting about this minors doing all this bad stuff. Get over it. Let's see some comments over here. If a Trump supporter raises a kid, they're going to think that they have to be great patriots of this country. More people report being gay where it is accepted, likely due to reduced stigma, not increased prevalence. So this is my point. You create a culture where this is okay. See, perversion is so easy to follow. You know, I try to be supportive. This is back decades ago. I try to be supportive of my friend that was gay. I went with him to this club, supposed to be a gay club. I know my wife is listening too, but listen to this. I went there. Of course, I don't practice what he practices. I didn't do anything that he does, or anybody in that club for that matter. I felt very weird in there. But I went to the bathroom to wash my hands. And then two girls come out of the stool. Like, what the hell? This is a man's bathroom over here. In that club, they don't care. It was Sodom and Gomorrah in that club. And I said, never doing this again. My soul, my spirit didn't feel right being in there. And you see, because of society, I try to be understanding. I try to be supportive in a certain way, but it didn't fit to me. It just didn't go. And so, I had to stop. It got to a point where he wanted me to sign some paper to support him in some type of pride parade in San Francisco. This is back in 08, I think, or something like that. And I'm just like, no, bro, I can't do that. It's not right. I can support it. I can love you. I respect you, but I can support that shit. It just does. Don't put that on me. I don't bring and put my religious views on you. I don't try to force you to be like me. It just is what it is. Damn, man, no wonder you tell me to go to the dentist. My teeth are freaking yellow today. I've been drinking a lot of coffee, man. So you guys can keep clowning on the teeth. You'll treat it. Your Peter shrunk in front of the ladies. Let's not talk about that. I don't want to say what happened. Nothing bad happened, but it's also not a thing that I want to say here. Gums are not bleeding. Thank you for the concern. Do you need some help with what? Trinity, thank you. Hey, good to see you here today. Well, you know the routine. You better get used to reading some insults about me and whatever. God bless you, Trinity. Thanks for joining. Trinity is a supporter of my channel, and she is full of good knowledge. All right, back to the Epstein files. Enough. I think we touched enough, right, on the pedophile thing. If you guys are going to talk about it, if you're going to talk about pedophiles, you better be the parent that does not allow your kids to have sex before they're 18. That's all I got to say. All right, let's see. Okay. What happened with Donald Trump and Epstein? They were friends. Let's not deny that. Now, Trump might go on television and say, no, we never did that. We never said that. I don't believe it. All right. But if they had a conversation, like they made this big deal. Remember when he was running the first time? They tried to knock him off the race by showing that locker room talk, audio tape. Whoever he had that conversation with, he should be suing for sharing that in the open, for recording him without him knowing, which is, by the way, illegal to admit in the court of law as evidence if the person did not agree to be recorded. This is a private setting. This is not a public setting that somebody's walking around blogging and they're recording everybody in a public place. It's a lot different. I don't know why their lawyers Trump's lawyers didn't touch that point. All right? And everybody that defamed them for saying grab their women by their coochie, they should be paying some type of dues to Donald Trump. Many women have said, I'd rather be grabbed by there than to support a pedophile. Hey, you know what? To each his own. Okay? I think that what Trump said was true in many cases. And just to remember, you have the story. He was a playboy. He was in the game. He had many women. He did all the stuff that any weak man will do. He never drank. He doesn't smoke. He doesn't believe in that. He doesn't believe in drugs. His weakness was the flesh. You know, and yeah, he cheated on some of his wives. I get it. People make mistakes. But what I do know is, it doesn't matter what he did in his past. At 80 years old, the man seems to have changed his life. And as a Christian, I have to take that. Wait, what? It wasn't private. He was on the Access Hollywood bus being recorded. No. That is not public. Was anybody allowed to be in there? Are you retarded? That's private. Doesn't matter. It was private. Unless they were going to show that on the air. Do you think Trump is that stupid? Come on, man. Even you cannot be that stupid. But anyway, what I'm saying is, he had all this stuff, and as a Christian, if you believe in forgiveness and in repentance, he repented. He's changed his ways. Is he perfect? No. He's still going to struggle like the rest of us. If we think that Donald Trump is who you think he is, then you are who I think you are. Show me who you hang out with, and I'll tell you who you are. Go ahead and tell me everything that you say behind doors about men and women, and then we can talk about Trump. I can tell you right now that I have heard women talk worse than I ever have as a man. Women have said some nasty things behind doors, and they hold high positions. What do you think will happen if every one of us, said out loud in public and show the world everything that we say in private? You will be judged according to the measure that you use to judge. And I guarantee you 100% that you got skeletons in your closet. So I don't want to hear about it. Don't come at me, bro, unless you have something. Yes, John, I'm hondureño. Catracho, papa. Catracho americano, porque ahora ya somos americanos. What's up, Lee? Welcome to the channel. I just saw your name, so if you've been here for a while, my bad, brother. My bad. I want to see what this professional, his private life is about. I want to hear his talks. Mamones. You can't handle women in power. That's right, Chomo. You can't handle women in power. Let's see, Tim. Tim says, also, you will let him take care of your 16-year-old daughter unsupervised and think anything about it? Honestly, 100%. I will trust my 12-year-old daughter with Donald Trump. There's that. I think that she will get along just great with his granddaughters. yeah, that's what I believe. And I'll tell you what, man, if my daughter ever said that Donald Trump did this, I will cut his balls off. But he wouldn't. If ICE ain't getting fooled by that hat, brother. Hey, why does everybody hate? Why does everybody hate? Never surrender, baby. Never surrender. Here's my American flag. Haters will be haters. Does this hurt your feelings? You wussy. Speak English. It's America. That's right. Hablen inglés, cabrones. He says, no eres hondureño para siempre. No se te olvide. Forever. I will be Honduran. You know why? Because I was born there. Now, here in America, I've been a citizen for, what is it, 8 years? And Donald Trump welcomed me as a citizen, which was pretty cool. And I believe up to 10 years, I can still lose my citizenship if I become part of some type of terrorist group or support anything that goes against this country, which I never do. I have proven myself to be a patriot. I have been accepted by all the beautiful Americans, for all the beautiful people that get on here and give me those compliments. Welcome, brother. And, you're an American. They see me as an American. That's all I need to know. I appreciate you, all you beautiful American people. There's a lot of migrants that have become Americans, and a lot of them, if not most, love the United States. They know the country that where they come from. They know that the opportunity that they have here is not over there. So they appreciate it a lot more than actually born Americans in this country. And by the way, if you are an American born in this country and your parents are illegal, you're not an American. Oh, snap. You are not an American. You are a citizen of the country where your parents are from. Now, if you happen to get a green card and become a citizen, then that's another thing. No one is illegal on stolen land. We didn't steal it. We beat the shit out of people so that we can own it. You know what the Indians were doing back then, bro? They were killing each other to see who can hold on to the territory. I love it when Mexicans tell me that. We're stolen land. Bitch, you guys, the reason why Texas is part of the United States, it's because Mexico was horrible. The government was shit. That's why you have, what's his name? Zapata, Pancho Villa. You had all these leaders that fought against the Mexican government. They hated your government. The country, the land is beautiful, absolutely, 100%. But your government is shit. So to be proud of something like that, there's something wrong with you. Now, if you respect America, the boundaries, the laws of the immigration and all that stuff, if you respect that and you say you love Mexico, I am with you 100%. You're a good person. You're a good man. There is no such thing as stolen land. Absolutely. Touched a nerve, Chomo? Get him. Get him. That's right. The guy who supports PDF files. Hey, I do, bro. I have a lot of documents on PDF. Is talking about respect. You are talking about a person as if he is guilty. I think you're guilty. Maybe you are a pedophile. I live in Colombia. What the are you talking about, Anthony? Oh, man. That's right, Lee. Trinity, stolen land, so Russia should get Ukraine back. Oh, shit, I forgot about that. That's right. I think that Ukraine should give the land back to Russia. 100%. Oh, man. Tribes that inhabited the states didn't have borders. No, they didn't. But if you came across the wrong part of the land, you'll get an arrow through your face. Let's not forget the fucking Apaches used to scalp the people. They used to go through all their native tribes and scalp them. Why? Because they thought they were superior, because they were stronger. And that is the law of the land. The stronger will conquer it. A lot of Indians died, a lot of white men died. Here's something that you guys are going to be maybe offended or pissed off about, depending on what culture, what color your skin is. Viva Mexico. That's right, John. I absolutely. I love Mexico, man. But fuck the government. Here, I love the government because it's fighting for the people, and I love the land, and I love the people. See, 100% win. In Mexico, I don't have 100% win. I have like a 50% win because Mexico is beautiful. No, 75% because there's a lot of beautiful Mexicans in Mexico, but the government is a dump. They Let cartels abuse the people because they're making billions of dollars of their illegal actions. But with that being said, it is interesting that I was looking at a chart of IQ and intelligence amongst cultures, and the chart shows that there is a certain median of IQ. Maybe my IQ is like below average, but there is a certain medium of IQ where all the races are pretty close to each other. But then as it comes to a higher IQ, there's a wave that keeps going down and down. Guess who is number one? That's right, Precious. I'm completely aware of okay. But guess where this wave comes from? It goes down and it shows Asians. Asians are the smartest of all the races here, all the cultures. And then there's white people. And then there's Hispanics. So Hispanics are pretty up there. And then there's what they call other. I'm not sure if that's Indian. I don't know what the other is. But in last place is black. The black people. And unfortunately, we see so much violence from the very minority of the people committing. I think you're right, Insomniac. That's what I'm thinking as well, that maybe Indonesians, things like that. Who the hell? Nathan, thank you for caring about my gums. Why are you staring at my mouth, bro? Up here, okay? Up here if you don't want to see the gums bleeding. Hispanics, hi, bro. Smoking that pack. Hey, don't hate. Don't hate. Nobody in here can knock me down. So if you think you're smarter than me, go on and bring it. But the moment that you start insulting me, it shows that I win. Get it? That's right, Lee. You know that. You know what's gonna happen. They're gonna do that. I have no problem with legal immigrants. That's right, Anthony. That's right. We all want legal migrants in this country, and ICE will not knock them down. What happened in Vietnam, man? That was sad, but that's, believe it or not, that is not as bad as something else is happening. But that's not my subject for today. Good morning, Vietnam, man. Robin Williams, man. What a shame. I can't believe that. He was a great comic. I like Robin Williams, and he actually, I think he was a Republican as well. By the way that he talked, he's such a great patriot. At least from what I remember from him, these stand-ups and all that. Legal migrants are welcome, 100%. Man, there is such a delay on the video. I don't know why. Let's see. Dennis, how's your day, brother? Hey, my day is going wonderful. I wake up in the morning with a beautiful wife and my lovely children, and I thank God that we're safe and that we can actually, go together and have some family time. Today we're going to pick up a couple of our little nephews. We're going to take them swimming. So after I get done with this live, I'm going to get some gas for my car, and then we're going to take off so that we can take him to go swimming. They're really small. Hopefully they don't shit the pool. Okay, let's see. I think it's wrong if a person has to wait years upon years. Insomniac. I agree with that. I agree with that. But you know what is worse is that Democrats have allowed illegal immigration to happen, and they turn the blind eye. See, they don't want to keep criminals in jail. They want those criminals to have the right to vote. This is why they allow them to go free back on the street. They don't care what crime they recommit. They having a lot of illegal immigrants in their state because the census counts everybody. But what Donald Trump is doing right now is he's going to put a stop to that. And I hope it happens. You should only count the residents and the citizens in the census. Everybody else that's not supposed to be here should not be accounted for. And what that's going to do is it's going to put pressure on those, what do you call those sanctuary city states? It's going to put pressure on them to do their part and say, listen, we have this budget, and this budget is for the people of the United States of America. It's for we the people. And so we can afford to put billions of dollars to give illegal immigrants benefits. It's going to force them. They're going to be like, wait. I know that we used to allow you to come and be in our sanctuary cities, but we don't have money for you. Go back to your country. The census has a big job to do. And when you have California, with how many people live in California? I think it was over 30 million. Let me see, population of California. California, yeah. All right, let's see, 2005. Show me the money. We have, damn, almost 40 million people in California. How many of those do you think that are illegal? Now, I know that when you guys, Tupac will reject, well, he dead, so who cares? He's a hypocrite anyways. He has some good beats. I love his voice. He was great, but he was a hypocrite. I don't care what he would think. 39,529,000 people has been reported on the California Department of Finance. All right. So they have about 20 seats. I think that's what it is. I should look it up before I start talking shit. But they get a lot of seats by having all these people in there, and I believe some of them actually vote. And see, this is the thing that you guys don't understand. If you know that if you vote fraudulently, you go to jail. But you know what happens to your vote? It doesn't get discarded. It stays on. It still counts. They don't remove it. And now they remove some of them, but they don't remove all of them, because they will argue that there was a mistake removing, so they won't do it. But that's how it is. Yeah, fraudulently. Fraudulently? Yeah, I said it right, man. Stop making fun of my accent. I hope you're not making fun of my accent. Let's see. California is a donor state. Yeah, big donor state. 87 million taxes. Texas takes 71 million of the federal money. Guess where California gets their oil? Oh, that's right. California pumps their own petroleum, yeah? Oh, that's right. California has more to lose if attacked. So the United States Armed Forces protects California more. Let me guess. California uses Hollywood to make billions of dollars off the people's backs, and they use the entertainment. I get it. They use the entertainment to make most of their money. Now, you go ahead and tell me, how much money do they actually make in trade business? That's what I want to know. And then we can talk about California some more. California main source of income. Let's see. Here, California's primary revenue sources are personal income tax, sales and use tax, and corporation tax. Woo! These three taxes make up the bulk of the state's general fund revenue. Now, you might defend California for paying $87 billion, right, back as a donor state, but how many illegal immigrants are they abusing for cheap labor and taking their money so they can go ahead and waste it as they see fit? What about all those people's houses being burnt? How many have got their houses rebuilt? How much money does APEC pay senators from California? I don't know what that is. The sales tax here is $10.50. Over here, I believe it's about the same in Washington State. It used to be 8.9 in certain counties, 9.2, 9.8. Right now, I really don't know what it is, to be honest. Federalized public education is what ruined public education. 100% I agree, Trinity. Especially for inner cities. Sending it back to the states to compete is best. Then the states must do better. Now, unfortunately, here for me, the government that we have in Washington State, they're a bunch of morons, and they use money for their LGBTQ activities. They use and waste taxpayers' money on dumb projects that don't benefit all Washingtonians. It only benefits a certain group of Washingtonians. Somebody asked me, Fraxo, you're supportive. Oh man, I missed it. You're supportive of slave labor. These guys are. And let me tell you something. Illegal immigrants, especially Mexicans and Hispanics, they are not only good to clean your toilets, even though I clean toilets myself. They're not only good for your yard work. There's a lot of intelligent Hispanics, as the chart of IQ shows. They can be CEOs, they can be managers, they can be business owners. And a lot of the Hispanics that I have seen, they own their own business. Now, whether they're illegal or not, I don't know. I don't judge them. I don't look at a Mexican or a Hispanic. It doesn't matter if they don't speak English. I don't say, hey, that's an illegal. You know, I don't see that. But they can do businesses. And then a lot of white people out there and some black people, especially the lazy people, complain about the illegals taking their jobs. No, bitch, the job is there. Go make your own company. Compete. Stop making excuses for your failures. A lot of times, Hispanics actually make jobs for Americans. All right, let's see. We already read that, homie. Get him, Lee. All right, let's see. Blood. I have to admit that Trump and I have something in common. We both have been sexually attracted to Ivanka since she was a teenager. The only difference is I'm the same age as Ivanka. Yeah, that makes it better, doesn't it? Whatever, you're still a pervert. Slave labor wages is cruel, so I don't know why anyone is for that. I am against that, 100%. I will tell you this, and maybe you guys haven't noticed, but in the big beautiful bill, there was some things that people complain about, especially when it comes to healthcare. They complain that millions of people were going to lose their healthcare. But what they don't complain about is that body able people, able to work people, are abusing that system, getting food stamps, free medical, etc. And now more Americans are going back to work. Do they want to do farm work? Maybe not. Hey, but that's a job. If they choose not to do the job, and that's the job that is available, it doesn't mean they're going to smooch off our taxpayers' money, right? So there's that. We have a lot of farmers that are starting to come back. The whole idea of the big beautiful bill farming is that eventually we're going to have a lot of farmers that will place themselves in small towns so that they can provide food for the small towns at a cheaper price. And let's not forget that taxes is what raises prices in the local economy, not tariffs. Tariffs raises prices on what you want to buy as a luxury, not as a need. You can buy a $250 phone, or you can go pay a $3,500 iPhone, which that doesn't exist yet, by the way. I believe the iPhone 18 is supposed to be around $2,000. Maybe I'll still get it. 1994, not stupid anymore. Peter Defender, blah, blah, blah. Big companies should be fined over high. They're supposed to be fined. I believe it was a $10,000 fine. So I don't see that. I want to see some companies that hired illegal immigrants pay that fine. Pay the price. Hold them accountable. Yeah, they shouldn't be taking them, bro. Farms are failing because of Trump. Are you freaking kidding me, dude? Democrats have been in charge for the last couple decades. Farms have been lost. almost every year. All of our local business went to foreign countries. Are you kidding me? You're going to blame Trump now when Democrats have been in power for decades. Come on, man. Answer. This guy knows so much. He should be a politician. Give it a run. I can't run for president, man. I was not born here. I was born in Honduras. But I am really, really considering running for governor here in Washington State. And I will do it just to, well, for two reasons. One, because I love the people, and I think this is a great state, and the people deserve to be prosperous in Washington State. And two, to prove you morons that it can be done. Stop watching Fox Entertainment Channel, come on. Jay, I was watching CNN today, and it was fun. Whoa, the chat was fun. The news was bullshit. Peep this out. Check this out. So Epstein's brother comes on to CNN to tell some truth. He says, wait, what? Somebody insulted me in Spanish? Answer, I'm not gonna go with that. You're supporter of slavery. Yeah, that's right, Lee. Get him. That's all they got, Dennis. Peter Defender with no proof. That's right. I exactly. You already beat me to what I was going to say, but yeah, they do it. All right, I'm going to skip some stuff in here. Blah blah blah. Some are not fortunate to even have a yard, to have a garden, let alone afford a home at this point. And Trinity and I have been talking about this in our previous live that we were together. We talked about property taxes, and that is a problem. But that's not Trump's fault. Trump is a Republican that, like Ron DeSantis, wants to get rid of property taxes. Yeah, hit that like button. Thank you, Lee. Appreciate your support. Oh, hey, Trinity. Remember I told you on, what was it, Friday night? Was it Friday night? I can't remember. Thursday or Friday. I think I told you that I wanted to get to 500 subscribers. And you said that it will happen very soon. Well, it happened yesterday morning when I was doing a live. It was a 4.5 hour long live, I think, but we actually almost hit 600. So now the big goal that I'm setting to myself is get 1,000 subscribers, but I want to get 1,000 reactions. I also want to get 1,000 interactions. These people that get on here, there might not be subscribers. They just come in to troll a little bit, say some shit and insults and stuff. But the matter of the fact is that they are hearing opinions from other people, and hopefully that gives them a hint or an idea of where they should do some research. Yeah, it was exciting. I was happy about it. You know, it's not 1 million subscribers, but I was happy about it. And, you know, you guys, 78 likes, man. Love you guys. Thank you so much. My love goes to you and your families, for that matter. I wish you guys prosperity and peace. And overall, I want the truth to be said. I want the truth to come out. And hopefully, someday, we have all the truth out in the open and that we can be happy with it. I can say that we'll never truly be happy because we will always want to know more. We will never be able to trust, or nor should we trust 100% any government in office. If we support a certain government, it's because they are doing the best that we can get in that point. So that's my ranting. Epstein, I think that until we get to the judges and to the court, I don't understand. Epstein was already trialed. He was. I think somebody killed him, but he died like 30 days before he was gonna come back into this whole bail hearing, or I don't remember what trial. And how is that a coincidence? Why would he kill himself 30 days before he had a chance to go back on trial and probably get bail? What do you guys call that? Make bail is what they say. It doesn't make sense. And so I'm disappointed on Dan Bongino and Kash Patel, the way that they answer that it was a suicide. I don't believe them, their faces. Either they were in shame for all the shit that they were talking about in their podcast before they actually became part of the FBI, or they found the truth and they didn't really believe that Epstein actually killed himself. That's what I think. Yeah, post bond. Thank you, Trinity. Uh, you guys already know I think in Spanish. I translate every single word that I say, and this is why I have to read things over and over. But sometimes when people question me, it helps me think better, and I appreciate you guys' interaction. I know this one is going to be a little bit short, but I think that we touched anything that we were supposed to talk about Epstein. I don't see much interaction with anything else. We still got 25 people on there, it looks like. Hispanics for Trumps is like chickens for Cole Sanders. Cole Sanders? I don't know what that is called. Oh, Cole Sanders? That could be a good one, I guess. Colonel Sanders. Yeah. Fried chicken, baby. Let's be part of it. Explain redistricting in Texas. Oh, okay, all right, okay, Romero. Okay. Representatives in Texas, fool. All right. We'll touch on that. But first of all, we need to know that Democrats have been doing gerrymandering for a very long time. If you look at certain states, there is like a 20-3 against Republicans. Now, Republicans have signed off on this. And they're like, okay, hey, you know what? At the end of the day, it is the citizens that get to vote. But what's happening? The Democrats have over 20-30 seats probably, with California and other blue states. Here in Washington State, oh my God, you know what? Good question, man. Thank you for doing that. Let's see. Washington State districts. Party. Legislators, mount 'em. Come on. Gerrymandering. Republicans are so unfair. What a bunch of jerks. How dare they? How dare they trying to get more seats? Why are they redistricting Texas? Washington State, here you go, baby. I just found it. Washington has 10 congressional districts. The current representation is 8 Democrats and 2 Republicans. Man, you see what I'm saying? And the Democrats have the nerves to bitch about Texas. You know Newsom, he doesn't want to let go of the illegal immigrants because it's going to give him more money. I want to tell you something. I want Doge to audit California because even though they're paying $87 billion and they say we're a donor state, I guarantee you they make more than that. And they could be paying more. I think that's the problem. This is why they don't want the census to change. This is why they don't want redistricting. They will lose a lot of seats. Just like here in Washington. It's been blue forever. How do you think that happens? How do you think that happens? The people really don't have much control, do they? You see, Democrats keep saying Republicans are destroying democracy. These mofos are the ones destroying democracy. And they throw it in our face. And they say the black community, oh, we need the benefits for the poor black people because they're stupid. They need food stamps. They need some health care. They need housing so that they can smoke their weed and drink their 40s. They need to have government support. Oh, we need illegal immigrants to get benefits and health care because poor people, they need our help. Bitch, you're using the taxpayers' money and that's why you don't care who gets that money. And on top of that, you give them a handout so they keep voting for you, and then you can keep making your dirty money. Keep using your NGOs to launder your money. We're not stupid. California produces substantial amount of the produce consumed in the United States. Did you not hear where most of the money comes from? It doesn't come from produce. It doesn't come from imports. It comes from 3 different taxes. It doesn't come from produce. It comes from taxes. Democrats love to tax the American people, but they don't want the world to pay the fair tariffs. Who the hell are they serving besides themselves? Freedom of speech, homie. Don't forget to report this video. That's right, Lee. Freedom of speech, baby. You have no clue what you just read. Is that right? Okay, maybe I missed a comment in there somewhere. Quit crying, girl. Man, Trinity, stop, man. Don't mess with her. No crying. I'm trolling. Blood, you troll, baby. You go on and troll. Report this video, will you? Matter of fact, I want you to tell every single one of your friends what an asshole I am and what a bad channel this is. Share it with them and tell them to come in here and start hating on me as well. Type welcome to troll, but don't parrot an echo chamber. Try getting something else out that doesn't include insults. It's okay, Lee. They make me laugh, so that's okay for them to insult me. It's no big deal. Yes, Bloodsport debates are the best. I agree. It's always whining. We all do a little bit of whining for something, but I find it interesting, and I'm going to say this. I read to you that 8 seats are Democrats and 2 Republicans here in Washington State. Do I have a problem that they're Democrats? Absolutely 100 not. I have a problem because the majority is Democrats, and I see my Washington State going down the shit drain. That's the problem. Now, if I have Republicans there and that was happening, then the blame is on them. But right now, Democrats have taken a $16 billion budget, positive money, and they have duplicated to negative. All Democrats. You know what they do to the Republicans? I watch these hearings. When they're voting, they literally go to the representative and be like, who you voting for? Make that vote right now. Vote right now. They put pressure on them. And for some reason, that is legal. I don't know. That they say that's legal. So they can do that. I want Doge to come and audit Washington State. They say they will, but I'm full of the bullshit. They need to come now. They need to audit California now. It got to be done. Moody, I never knew minorities are smart since we were always taught about minorities not being educated. Well, yeah, there's a lot of dropouts in minorities, I guess. All right, we're going down to 17 people. I think we're going to call this video. Nothing interesting apparently is going on. Epstein has been debunked. We have to wait for the court date to see what happens with those files. Stop saying Trump is guilty. Everybody is innocent until proven guilty. They called him guilty from the day that he stepped into office back in 2016. And they lied. And they lost. The people won. They made a fraudulent charge against him. I want to see every single one of those mofos that committed treason against the American people, the people that voted Donald Trump in office, were disrespected and they were mocked by the Democrats, trying to destroy democracy by trying to get Trump impeached and out of office. They also try to criminalize him so that he wouldn't become the president again. Except many patriot Democrats and most of the nation saw through their lies, and they saw and got tired. They got fatigued from all the lies that they've been telling the people. And Donald Trump is back in office. I support Donald Trump going after all these dogs 120%. He's made more deals than any president in history. He has made manufacturers commit to the United States more than any president in the United States of America's history. And I want all these lying dogs, I want those lying Democrats to be kicked off of Congress, of the Senate. They don't fight for the people, they fight for themselves. If they don't want to listen to Donald Trump, they are not listening to the people. If they were to say, hey, we are against Donald Trump because he is trying to support illegal immigrants, I am with them. But they are fighting Donald Trump because everything he does is fight for the American people. And I'm going to say, if any illegal immigrant or illegal immigrant sympathizers come through here, the one thing you need to learn is to love this land, respect it, and respect these people. And for those that are visiting, make them respected as well. That is how you gain favor to be in this country. If you're a useless piece of scum that doesn't love this country, that is specifically burning the American flag and raising your shitty country's flag, get the hell out of the United States of America and let us be. A lot of us migrants that come here legally, that become citizens, we do it because we love the land. We do it because we believe that this is the land of opportunity. And we're going to fight for it, and we're going to respect it, and we're going to love it and honor it. And anybody else that comes into this country should do the same. With that being said, Trinity, thank you so much for logging in. I might do another live tonight. Probably not as long as the last time because I got work Monday morning. Omar, if you're still there, God bless you, brother. Thank you for the support. Lee, love you, man. You seem to be a fair guy, trying to find the neutrality in all things. I got nothing but good things to say about you guys. You didn't explain why Republicans need 5 more seats in D.C. The reason why we need more seats in D.C. or any other state is because of criminality. All these Democrat-run parts of the country are being destroyed. We need to take back some of that. We need to take control and protect the American people. These teenagers, underage, are over there rampant violence throughout the parks, throughout D.C., and nobody holds them accountable. Republicans will. We need those seats. Give me a policy you disagree with and Trump's implements. I disagree with Trump not being tough enough with Russia. I disagree with Trump, disappointed in Trump for not being tough enough on China. I think that those are the things that I disagree with. And the other thing is, I guess it would be asking for permission to the Mexican president if we can take out a terrorist organization like the cartels. That's where I'm at. I cannot debate everybody in here, man. There's a lot of comments that go through, okay? 100%. You asked for a debate, I gave it to you, and now you deflect. Blood, you can't handle me. I'm telling you that right now. This is why you're not capable of debating. Give me a policy you disagree. I already said that. You came in throwing insults. That's right, Lee. That's the problem. See, if you start coming in here with insults, then other people are going to throw the same thing back. Come in here, make a point. Let's debate it. Let's see what's going on. But if I don't reply to your comments, shit, I can't read everything, man. There's a lot of comments in here. Okay. Policy. Let me find a policy that I disagree with. I think the reason why I support Trump is because he's doing everything that I believe that we should do. That's the problem. Man, I don't know. I can't think of anything. You give me one. Give me one policy that Trump has that you disagree with, and you couldn't disagree with Trump on one thing. Well, just I think he's not tough enough on certain countries. Not hard, not a policy. Okay, let me find some so that I can have some context. Trump's policies. Let me get some context, and I'll answer this, and then we'll break off with that. Let's see what happens here. Let's see. Okay, here we go. All right, let's read them. This is just some of them, I guess. All right, tax cuts. I agree. Deregulation is implemented broad deregulation across various sectors like energy, finance, and healthcare. I agree. Trade initiated a trade war with China. I agree. Border security, 100%. I agree. Deportation, planned and aimed to carry out the largest deportation operation. Why is it the largest deportation operation? Because of Biden's incompetence in the administration that allowed those illegal immigrants to come here by the millions. So you can't judge them for doing the mass deportation when you have a mass illegal migration. That's what happens. You shit all over my floor. I have a lot of shit to clean off the floor. And that's your fault, not me. It's not my fault because you see me cleaning it. I am cleaning it because it needs to be clean. ACA, healthcare, reform, repeal efforts, work towards repealing and replacing the Affordable Care Act, also known as Obamacare. Raise your hand if you were able to afford the Obamacare. $600 something bullshit. That was fair. That was not affordable. I don't care what nobody says. Drug price reduction. There's companies that were charging us up to 8,000% the price of a drug. Why? Because Americans are stupid. That's how they look at us. They go and sell it to somebody else. Like, we can go to Tijuana, we can buy some medicine with $10, and I can have the same medicine here in the United States, and it costs me $1,000. So, you see what I'm saying? I hope I find something I don't like. Drug price reductions, energy and environment, fossil fuel expansion, advocated for greatly expanding domestic fossil fuel production and removing regulations on the industry. 100%. We got the energy, we need to be able to use it. Climate agreements, the biggest bullshit. We are the country that complies the most with everything about climate. And nobody says shit about any other countries. We can only do so much. And by the way, we are not God. This world will be destroyed because it will be destroyed. We are not God to stop it from happening. To think that we can stop climate change is idiotic. It is irrational. It makes no sense. It's stupidity at its finest. Foreign policy and national security, America first. Emphasizes prioritizing American interests and international relations. 100%. I'm trying to find something. Secure significant increases in the defense budget and launch the Space Force. Military strengthening. I don't like the idea of exploring Mars to try to colonize and to make it like a second Earth. I think that's the stupidest thing that I've ever heard. It's a fictional thing that will never happen. At least not in our time. While I agree with the space program is that the space program is going to be used as a defensive program. So nobody can do shit to us, or at least that we can defend ourselves a lot better. Just like the Golden Dome that is being built. China policy, implemented policies aimed at reducing U.S. dependence on China. Why is that so wrong? Why can we make all of our shit ourselves? We have enough people, and once we have manufacturers that need hundreds, if not thousands, if not millions of workers, then we can say, hey, we got plenty of work. Let's get those migrants that self-deported and get them back over here legally. Give them a green card. Don't make them citizens. Give them a green card, and they can have permit to work here, and they can do whatever they want with the money. Let's get them back. What's wrong with that? Let's see. Middle East focused on isolating Iran and achieving breakthroughs for peace in the Middle East. Qatar, the Abraham Accords. Oh, that's right, Omar. If you're still there, I forgot. We're going to talk about Israel. The Abraham Accords. Iran has been chanting death to Americans, death to Israel. If it was me, that red button would be pushed so many times, destroying Iran completely. And I will make them a new city to all the people that respect peace in the world. But I will get rid of all these people in Iran that are terrorists, that are trying to threaten America and Israel. All right, that is the overview of all of the policies from Donald Trump. I'm sorry to disappoint you. I support 100%. Let's see. You all went from pro-life to pro-choice over your hatred of liberals. Let's see. Trinity Blood. Absolutely, I agree that abortion shouldn't be sent back to the states. But, Trinity, there's some things that I believe should be to the states. While we like to have, federal regulation throughout the whole United States, I think it should be per state, just like with the education. Now, when we say per state, we need to define that there has to be a median. Like I said yesterday on my Life in the Morning, how do I feel about abortion? Well, I don't like abortion, but there's victims of rape that have been raped with drug abuse, alcohol, and we know that this destroys the human body. And so if somebody knows that they have been raped, Planned Parenthood used to provide not paternity test, what's it called? Pregnancy test. And if you were pregnant from a rape or whatever, drug abuse or whatnot, they will give you a pill and you will abort the fetus. And I mean, you can't even see it as a fetus. But if they wait too long, I mean, after some time, I think once the fetus is developed, you got to deal with it. You got to give birth to it, and then, you can, put them out for adoption. There's a lot of females that are not able to give birth. There's a lot of males out there that are not able to give birth, and they will probably adopt a child and give it a loving family. So there's that. Let's see. Let's see. I hate Obama, by the way. Yeah, Obama lied to us. Abortion, hello, blood, healthcare needs to be available to everyone. Yes, to every American citizen and residents. Nobody else. I can say maybe that's a good point. Maybe a temporary assistance. But the fact that Americans here, we haven't got rid of 21 million illegal immigrants. I don't think that's a good idea because you are encouraging more illegal immigration to happen. A lot of people that are actually able to get a visa, they will overstay and they will stay here and they will commit fraud so that they can work, etc. You see, this is a never-ending battle. Life begins at conception, period. I agree, Trinity. Maybe I'm a bad guy for believing that. But that's just my opinion. I'm not going to destroy everything that people have a right or freedom to do. If they want to be murderers, then they can be murderers. But God will judge them. While the law of man says it's okay, they will still pay for that sin. Let's see. Paula White says, saying no to Trump is like saying no to God. Do you agree with her on that? I agree. She said the White House faith leader and Trump's spiritual advisor. There's going to be a lot of crazy Christians out there, but I agree. It is God that has put Trump in office. I believe that it has been God that has been protecting him. And by everything that he has done so far, I'm 100% correct. I see it. Nobody fights for Israel like America is doing right now. America stopped Iran from destroying Israel back in the 70s. And that's why this country has been blessed abundantly. Now, Omar asked me, he probably left already, but Omar asked me, what is my take or opinion on Israel? Uh, you're whacked. Don't make it right. Yeah, I agree, Trinity. I just will hate to see those kids with, being born with those issues that come with doing drugs and alcohol and all that stuff. I just don't want to see that. Yeah, well, I mean, to each his own. I hope I don't lose you, Trinity. You're a great supporter. All right, let me get all the way to the bottom here. Blasphemy. All right, so here's the thing that I believe is happening, and I'm going to close with this since everybody's leaving. Uh, Israel, Netanyahu has been getting a lot of shit um, for saying that he's just going to take over Gaza. What's even crazier is I said that a long time ago before he even said that. That's how I know it's God's will. I ain't no prophet. I don't consider myself to be a prophet. But it's the right thing to do. For decades, they have been making deals with Hamas, with the corrupted terrorist Palestinians. Sorry, Filipino friends. My love to you. You got some crazy people there, but I meant the Palestinians. Not just that, but other terrorist Muslim groups. And they have said, yes, we agree to this term, and then they break it. And then Israel retaliates, and Israel looks like the evil guy. They make another deal and say, okay, here, we're going to give you this right here, and then we're going to do this, and then they break it. And then when Israel retaliates, they look like the bad guys. Now, a lot of you crazies out there are going to hate me for my next story or comment. In the Old Testament, Joshua, Moses, the Israelis were sent by God to a town where sin was too great. Now, God wants them to earn their keep. God doesn't need help destroying anything. But he wants them to earn their keep and teaches them to fight for what they believe is the right thing to do. Now, this can be biased, it can be hypocritical, however you want to see it. But the fact is that the story says that they went into this village or town. They killed all the men, women, including their cattle. That's the Old Testament. That's what happened. And I believe that's what needs to happen with Hamas. I don't say commit genocide and go kill all the Palestinians. No. But what I'm saying is they need to take over that territory because they are going to continue to attack them if they don't. The Palestinians will be better off being under Israel's government. The Palestinians get better treatment from Israelis than Israelis get from Palestinians. That's just what I see. That's what I'm going to call. I believe in the Bible and I support it 100%. Oye, no estoy burlando, pero palestino en inglés es Palestinian. I know, man. I know, BJ. I confuse words sometimes, but, and just people are going to love it or they're going to hate it. Either way, I got to say what I got to say. BJ, much love to you for your interaction there, man. Macabre, dang it, now you show up, bro? I'm saying goodbye now. There's only like 13 people on anyway. I'm saying goodbye, and here you are. I will see. Maybe I'll get on later tonight, but it won't be as long as this one probably. Who knows? You guys make me talk so much shit. Maybe I'll stay a little bit long, but yeah, judge not. Judgments your place are placed upon yourself, not those you judge. That is true. Macabre, I haven't seen your comments though, so I'm surprised. Mighty gorgeous crown you wear there, ma'am. Yeah, plenty of jewels to make it gratuitous. Gratuitous. BJ, number 3 fan, man. Damn. MAGA. 100%. All right, guys. Hey, thank you so much for your support. For all those 14 bastards that are online right now watching this stream, God bless you. I know some of you don't like my language, but I like to make fun of things, including myself. I make fun of myself as well. Trinity, much love to you. Much love to you. Lee, much love to you. Macabre, God bless you, brother. Thanks for stopping by. Blood, thank you. Hope to see you again. Bring some good comments. Do some research and bring some shit that we can discuss and just talk about amongst friends. Allow those that do not want to be our brothers and sisters or friends, allow them to speak their mind. It's okay. What I want is for all of us to be able to, you know, to conversate and maybe even debate. But give me a break because I cannot read every single comment that comes on here. So forgive me for that. Yeah, but hey, Lee, everybody cherry picks something. You're welcome, Trinity. MAGA forever essay. Yes, that is true. Trinity, you and I have disagreed on one thing, and yeah, it is what it is. Much love to you. Thank you all for joining. Till next time, you guys be blessed, and God bless your family, and God bless the United States of America. Peace.